All right, welcome into hour two. Let's do it. Let's get to the mock draft. Is there anything else you guys want to hit on? Do you want to maybe, Jacob, you want to rattle through the chat real quick while I set this up and let's clean that up real quick?
Yeesh. All right. Let's go. I think we already covered a couple of these here. JJ McQuaid says that go get Crosby, draft Kenneth Grant. Our defense is on elite status immediately after that. I can't argue with the Kenneth Grant. It's one of those picks that I haven't really dove into because it was one where it's like, I just don't feel like he's going to make it to us. I don't want to get my hopes up. Real quick, Timur Emilio, do you have any thoughts on that prospect there possibly coming over?
I mean, in a perfect world, that would be phenomenal, right?
That'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
That would be the move if possible. But I mean, I think either way, we're chasing somebody that can help in the trenches.
Right.
But
definitely.
because it depends on what we go to. If you're using the public board, if you're using PFF board, if you're using a different site. I mean, I went on the Pro Football Network because you were talking about it the other day. Clay ran one. I mean, you got completely different people.
It's so different, dude.
And so it's like you really have no idea. Well, that's what we need to do. Take a couple from each of them, see where we land. How many people are in that bubble? Last time we looked, Jordan Morgan was 10 or 12 away from the big board on those. So I just think it's something we need to kind of chase down and keep an eye on.
Yeah, and I think it's a valid point. And if you guys have watched this show for any amount of time, last year we actually did that. We took mock drafts from different websites and we just simulated it. We didn't actually make the pick. We simulated it and seen which names popped up multiple times. And I think the first year I did that, Devontae Wyatt was the name that we had picked the most for multiple sites. Lo and behold, the Packers ended up taking him. So
he was the best guy around.
It's a cool little exercise for sure. But can you guys see this okay? Is that all right? Are we good there?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Because I've got multiple windows open here. Hopefully it doesn't affect much here. So let's dive into it. We're going to do, like I said, a 7-round mock. We're using the Packers. Now, do we want to we have to stick and pick or trade back, or do we want to have the option to trade up for a receiver too? What do we want to do here, gents?
We got to make the rules, right?
Would we want to trade up for McMillan? Would be the question. That or Mbuka would be the question. Really.
So why don't we set it?
I say stick and pick, and we get my boy Jaden Higgins.
Stick and pick, or we can trade back. I feel like that's more realistic. Right?
Okay, cool. All right, we'll go fast then. So we'll stick and pick or trade back. So let's go ahead and hammer it out. As we get to
you pick it, I stick it.
Look, it resets slow. See how it
Once
does?
again, before anybody in the chat jumps on us, we're taking a receiver first on purpose. So
yes,
it's just a draft exercise. Don't get all upset.
No.
Don't get upset with the fact that Walter Nolan is on the board here.
Jack Sawyer, Kenneth Grant, Gray Zabel. Cool.
I already know who my pick is here, to be honest with you. If we have to go wide receiver, now we got to make a decision. Is it worth it to trade back or stick and pick here, okay? Emilio, do you have access to our board, or do you want me to look at it?
I have access to it. What are we diving into?
Matthew Golden. Where is he at on the big board? Tell the folks at home.
Matthew is
41st. Is that what you got?
Yes, I have him at 41st.
All right, so Matthew Golden is 41st. What about
Bish?
How do you say it, Jacob? Have you mastered that name yet? Alec
Ayamanor.
Nice.
Perfect. What you got?
Ayamanor is 68th.
All right, so right now Matthew Golden's the top guy. Jack Besh.
Bish.
He is 88th.
All right. Restrepo.
I like Xavier too, man.
Receiver Restrepo.
He is
smaller dude.
He's a little guy.
A little big guy.
61.
61. All right. Savion Williams out of TCU.
Savion 94th.
All right. Jaden Higgins.
Here's a guy.
Tim said number one in your heart.
67th. He's actually one above Alec.
Got it. Okay. Boy. All right, Jalen Royals, he's lower. We know that. Tez Johnson. Trey Harris.
Go ahead.
Trey Harris is 42 on our board, right? You're seeing Trey Harris here.
That is correct, yep.
He's significantly lower. See, the whole point here is we've got Trey Harris and Matthew Golden essentially with the same exact grade on our board, right? So what you would say here is, okay, if you have to choose a wide receiver, and they're your top 2 receivers on the board, I'm not missing anybody, Emilio. That's got to be the top 2 receivers on our board, right?
Yes,
Because
that's
Luther Burden is gone, right?
Real quick, why is Golden so high on your guys' board? Is there anything that you can point to that just jumps out? Because he just
Matthew
Jacob
Golden would
came in
be
here
his-
hard. Like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I've not been interested in him, and I want to know why people are. Just 'cause
Well, Jacob, okay, you could get him as a 94 overall card in college football ultimate team last season. So, but besides that,
okay.
his PFF the previous 2 years not great, just shy of 500, then just shy of 400. Then last year was 160. PFF Big Board had him 22nd. Consensus had him 46th. Daniel Jeremiah had him 24th. 33rd had him 29th.
Does he have drop issues though, Emilio?
Let me
He's
see.
got daddy issues.
Who doesn't?
So here's what it comes down to answer your question, Jake. If you were to say, stand on the table for him, Clayton, not the pole, the table, for Matthew Golden, why do you like him so much? Here's what I would say. PFF Big Board had him at 22 at the end of the season. The consensus Big Board had him at 46, and our head scout said he's worthy of the 24th pick. And we're going to be getting him at 23.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. We've got our final grade. We disagree a little bit with our head scout. Plus the 33rd team, Kyle Krabs, had him at 29. We disagree a little bit. We've got him at 41, right? So my point is, if he's the guy we're going with, it's either him or Trey Harris, right, who essentially have the same grade. And when you look at it, Matthew Golden is projected to go 24th overall, right? So he's going to be gone. But if you go down to Trey Harris lasts till 83.
Right.
So this is prime real estate for trading back. You see what I'm saying?
I'd be team trend back right now, honestly.
Now, anybody opposed to trading back here? Do you think and Tim, give me, is there anybody that you would rather take here? And we'll kind of combat it with our board and try to run through the information.
No, I'm right there with Jacob and you. I don't know where Emilio's at, but I'm down with trading back here.
Let me just pitch you one thing. Matthew Golden here, Jacob. Receiving grade 75.6. Yards per route run over 2 yards per route run. Contested catch rate 61%. Drop rate of only 6.5%. He only had 4 drops all of last year. And I really wouldn't. I don't know. I can't. There's nothing I can hang my hat on there, really. That's a sell for me. So I would say trade back.
All right. And if Trey Harris is the guy we're going with, look at these grades, boys.
Right.
77, 88, 89, and he is absolutely through the roof with everything other than the drop rate, who's just below the median line at 7.7%, but everything else. Grade versus man coverage, 95.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our guy. Now
Grade versus man for Matthew Golden, 65-2.
There you go. So trading back to get Trey Harris. Let's see what the options are. Houston will let us trade back 2 spots. Let's do that, and then we'll trade back again. Is that good with you guys? We're going the Jaden Reed route here. People go, that's unrealistic. They traded back twice for Jaden Reed, right? So let's do it. Let's go for 25. We're going to give 23. Let's see if they'll give us 57. They say, get out of my face with that crap. All right. Let's try for 89. We'll probably have to give a little something else to pick up 89.
Probably give him 160?
If we had it here. Let's see here. Is that it? All it's showing is 23, 55, 87, 123, 160.
I'd go give him 199. Don't give him.
I'm giving him 251. I'm hardball here.
That barely went. Yeah.
I'll tell you another option here too, boys. Think about this. What if we went this route? What if we asked for 55 and they said no way, but we'll give you 87?
Ooh.
We're gonna have to give up multiple picks to do that. That's a little too rich, right?
Yeah.
So let's
I don't hate that though.
Let's just go 89. Try it right there and see if they'll take it.
See if they'll take 89. All right, so we're going to offer the 23rd pick for the 25th and the 89th. Let's see what happens.
Oh, yes.
Oh, here we go.
All right, let's resume here.
So you walked up there with the, can I talk to the manager?
So Matthew Golden got drafted. So now we're down to
the Vikings. This is very realistic, guys.
Exactly. Very realistic. So our best receiver on the board is Trey Harris. All right. Trey Harris, again, is not projected to go until, let's just pop wide receiver up here. Trey Harris is projected to go 83rd. What range do we feel comfortable getting him? You know what I mean? And PFF is going to give us a horrible grade because they've got him ranked significantly lower. But again, we're going by our board here. So in this scenario, we could trade back to 28. Well, there's a lot of ground to cover. We could probably trade back.
We're not trading with Detroit though.
Exactly. What if we tried to trade back? Let's see. So it's 28. What if we tried to target like the 50 mark? You know what I mean? What do you guys think about that? If we tried to target, if we tried to
then
target
you're
the 50
looking
Right
at
there, they go Seattle. Yeah.
So we're going to give up the 25th pick for their 50, and they're saying no, they're not interested. What's up with that? So they
Probably because they don't have the funds to carry another first round pick.
could be. All right, so let's go back 28. Let's trade back one more. What I don't want to do is take Trey Harris way too early, and we got to take a receiver first, right?
Yep.
So that's why we're looking at trading back multiple times here. Let's try somewhere around the 40 mark and see if the Saints will do it. Because I think that they're just not interested. So if they're not one of the two trades mentioned, they're not going to let you trade with them is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go back.
What if you took it? Oh, I was going to say, never mind.
Let's go 31 here, okay? Pick up a little extras. So we'll give 25, 31. They will not give us 63. They will not give us 66. They will give us 95. Or we could go for 63 and give them like an extra
160.
They will not do that. We could go 89 and then come back and rebuttal with like a 131.
I like
There
that.
you go.
You like that? So we're going to trade back from 25 to 31, and we're going to pick up the 63rd and the 131st pick, and we're giving up 89. You like that?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Let's offer the trade. They said, yes, sir, we'll do it. And let's pray, sweet baby Jesus, our boy's still on the board when we get there.
There we go.
And he is. All right, so now we're at pick 31. There are no trades available. Right? Nobody's interested in the trade here. So we're going to have to stick and pick. We got to do it if we're going to stick with our board here, right? We got to. So the only other way that we can make this make sense, guys, is if we reached a little bit on a wide receiver. And if you guys don't know the Jerry Rice story and how he was drafted, this applies right here. They took a guy with a lesser grade, right? Jerry Rice had a better grade, but they projected him later in the draft. And they end up taking a guy with a lesser grade, the 49ers did, and then got Jerry Rice later as well. The guy they had graded higher was only on the 49ers for a couple of years, and Jerry Rice ended up going on to be the GOAT. So this is kind of a realistic scenario, which is cool. So we can't trade back anymore, man. Our next pick after this, guys, we would have to double dip at wide receiver if we're going to do this, right? Let's see here. I'm trying to see our draft picks. It's not showing it. Where's our picks at? Where do you see our picks at, guys?
Right up there. Next to full draft says your picks.
Next to
no. Yeah, right there.
Right, it's just showing one.
Don't show the
Yeah,
okay.
normally it's up in the right corner.
Yeah, it's weird.
yeah,
Maybe I don't have it adjusted right. Let's see if this does it. No, ain't doing it, is it?
Unless you only did a 1-round mock.
Did you do a 1 round?
Oh, God, I hope that's not the case.
That would be brutal.
I
Suck.
think you may.
Gosh, that would suck. All right. Anyway, is there another receiver that we know is going to be gone that we're pretty high on here, Emilio, where we double dip? You know what I mean?
Not really. I mean, Jack Best turned it up in
Jaco said, "Yes, you did." I
in
thought
the
I
game,
picked.
but I think we're one wide. You might as well just restart this thing.
We can do it quick if that's the case. We know what we're doing. We're trading back twice, right? And this is definitely going to play out the same way.
Just take our boy Higgins for Tim and see if it just ends.
Just a little practice run because we're going to do it here in a minute anyway, right?
No. Take Trey Harris. Take Trey Harris just in case it works.
Okay, good call.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, let's take Trey Harris.
And it's over.
That's it. There you
And
go,
you get
guys.
an F minus.
We got an F.
We did really
Idiot.
well.
Idiot.
I love it.
That's
Idiot
the
alert. Idiot
top
alert.
1% draft right there. That's how you do it.
All right, now we're set up for 7. We're going to go.
Okay,
really
who's going to
quick.
say it first?
Now we're
in
going to
the
draft
chat?
7 receivers.
Can we get someone to say it first in the chat? This show
Sucks.
Is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
We'll give a free coffee mug, PTA coffee mug.
You think God never farted?
Probably did. Probably did. All right,
That's
let's
what
do it quick
thunder
here. All right,
is.
we're going to trade back twice, correct, guys?
Yeah.
So
See how
let's
fast
go
you are.
31's the best, right? That we got
Just
right
trade
now.
back to Kansas City. Let's get the. Yeah, let's grab that one. 66.
How about 95 and 131? That looks good, don't it? What do you
Perfect.
think? We good? All right. They accepted. We're going to trade back one more time if we have an offer. We got 3 offers, as a matter of fact. This might work out better. So we're going to give up 31 for 35 and 101. What do we think about it, boys?
Mm-hmm.
That good?
I like that.
All right. Bang. We'll go rapid fire. We're already back where we were, right? So we're good. So at 35, the question was, when's our next pick? It's 55. Trey Harris will be there at 55.
Right.
Are we cheating the system if we don't go wide receiver? We are, right, Tim? We said we were taking a wide receiver.
No, we are cheating the system. We got to stick to our word.
Yep.
Okay. Got to stick to our word. So who would be the next receiver that we like here? I mean, you see Jaden Higgins, average draft position 55. We got him in the 80s, right, Emilio?
Yes.
You know what? Let's have some fun. If he's the best here, right? He's the best on the board. There's no doubt about it for us. Because I think he's ahead of Jack Besh, right?
Yeah. Our best on the board would be Trey Harris. Then the next wide receiver would be Restrepo at 61. And then it would be Jaden Higgins, 67, Alec at 68.
Okay. So Restrepo would be the next best on our board, right?
That is correct. Yep.
Yeah, but he's 5'10", 198, and he's more of a slot receiver, right? So we're going to double dip on a couple big receivers. We're going to go Jaden Higgins here. Is that good with you guys at 35? Tim, are you okay with that, sir?
What do you think?
Veto.
All right. We're going Jaden Higgins there, and then with the next pick, we're taking our true best wide receiver on the board when we pick
Trey
there.
Harris.
And
Let's
Trey Harris. So
go.
we double dipped on wide receiver, boys. Now, all right,
Now let's start cooking.
let's start cooking this thing.
Harold Fannin Jr.
So let's add the needs in. We do not need a wide receiver anymore. I don't want to hear anybody talk about it. Okay, we're going to go offensive line. We're going to go corner. We're going to go
D-line.
D-line. We'll hold off on edge right now. We'll go linebacker, and that should be it, right? So we're good there. All right. So best on the board, according to this, is Charles Grant, tackle out of William & Mary. Then we got Deion Walker. It's going to be the all-Tim draft here. Deion Walker sitting there at defensive tackle. You got Tate Ratledge, guard. Emilio, you take the top 3. I'll take the next 3, okay? I'll start with Mello Dotson.
Charles Grant, 73.
Okay.
Dion is 136. Tate is our boy. He's always up high. Tate is 57.
Okay. Jared Wilson is 97. That's the only one that was close at this moment.
Where do we
So-
have Jordan Phillips?
Jordan Phillips, I got it, Emilio. Who was your best one, Emilio?
It would be Tate followed by Charles.
Okay. We got Jordan Phillips at 202, Tim.
Yeah, okay, so he's way out of there.
He's significantly lower. Trying to see if there's any other big names here that we like. There's Noel Williams. No. I think we're good. So who's our best? Tate Ratledge? Is that right?
Yeah, Tate is in the 57 spot, and then the only other options were Charles and Dion. Deion Walker's 136, and Charles is 73. So yeah,
So this would be Tate Ratledge here. How do we feel about it, gents? Jacob,
I
what do
feel
you think?
good because if it's between him or Charles Grant, I think I'd rather have the guard than the tackle this early.
Yeah, I agree with Tim. Charles is exclusively a left tackle.
Yep.
Tate, I believe, has played a little more around the pond a little bit in that interior, and I think he's a little more. I mean, obviously the strength of competition too with Tate. I feel more comfortable with the early pick on him.
So Charles Grant, 73, right, Emilio? Where'd you say you had Tate one more time?
Tate was 62. I'm sorry, 57.
Okay, he will not be there if we trade back. So, yeah, let's go Tate Ratledge here. We good with it, guys?
Yep.
Yeesh.
All right, we're going
Tater.
guard out of Georgia, Tate Ratledge. I know that's odd for the Packers to draft a Georgia Bulldog, but there you go.
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Now we're on to the 95th pick. We got to continue to include offensive line.
Can we
Definitely
throw Edge in there now?
If you want to, it's definitely. I
don't
don't
think it's a
consider it.
need?
I don't consider it a need.
Man, Cleveland got Deion Walker. What?
Don't worry, Tim. Don't worry, he'll be traded here in a couple of years. We'll have another. I don't consider edge a need, Jacob, because if we draft an edge right here, you're going to put him on the field over LVN. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at.
Besides, guys, we're totally getting Max Crosby.
Clay, why don't you just pool the 160, the 190, and the 250 and get us anywhere in the 130s, and we'll be good to go. We don't need those three in the bag.
Tim, how have I never heard that voice before?
Besides, guys, we're gonna get Max Crosby. My mom told me so.
Tim is so petty, bro. I love it. He's so damn petty.
Why don't we go trade for Max Crosby?
Damn, Tim, burn, Chris Ensign. Was he the one asking in the Patreon group, Chris?
I hope so.
Tim, you're in timeout, sir. What's wrong with you?
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
All right, Emilio, what were you saying, Emilio? We need a bunch.
I was saying just pull all those picks in the back that we don't even really need. Get us back in like the 130s and call it a day.
All right.
Emilio, sir, what is wrong with you?
Thanks, Emilio.
I'm saying, why do we need? I mean, we don't have a lot of spots. I'm saying we can't have another 15 round. All I'm saying is theoretically, logically speaking, are we going to have another 12 pick draft, or do we have enough spots to bring 12, people onto the onto the team, onto the practice squad, keep them through waivers and all that? I feel like
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I feel like we're closer to like a 6-7 pick draft.
All right, so how do we do this?
I have no idea.
Of course, you have no idea.
No, all right. So give me take Las Vegas, take that 143, and give them the 251, 199, and 160. Perfect.
Oh,
get those out of here.
You selling the farm for 20 spots? You got to get off here and cook some cutlets? What's going on?
Sit your butt outside.
Because I want people to make the team. I want my boy Glover on the field. I mean, what are we talking
There it is. Now
there we go. Now we see it.
There it is.
This guy.
But I wouldn't be opposed to getting rid of a couple of those and getting one up further, is all I'm saying.
All right. So if we
I like our middle round talent a little bit more.
I got you. So how about that?
That works.
160 and 251 for 143. Everybody all right with that? All right, let's just go ahead and do that. See if they take it.
Damn. It's called condensing. I like it.
He said, now I can go flip the cutlets. Now, all right, here we go. We're good at wide receiver. Let's go O tackle. We're going interior offensive line. We're going corner. We're going D line. Jacob said go edge, so we're going to go edge.
Gotta go Kobe.
Right. So what are we looking at here, Emilio? You take the first three. I'll take the next three. I had Jared Wilson earlier. I'll go ahead and hit him real quick. Jared Wilson is 97th. Wow, 97th. I think we got
Q Robinson is 208.
Okay. So Jared Wilson's 97.
Ashton Gillett is our boy at 51.
Ooh, really?
Gillette, I'm sorry. Ashton Gillette, my bad. And Kobe is in the 200s, I'm pretty sure. Kobe is 187.
David Walker at?
David Walker's at 50.
Ooh.
So is that our winner now?
And so it's in between, Gillette and Walker.
Okay. All right.
Joseph says Gillette is a dog.
Do we have linebacker on this list?
We do. Should, right?
There's just nobody popping up. Yikes.
Yeah, they're just all cheeks at this point, I believe.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, Kaiser.
Kaiser will be a little lower there, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we'll have a shot at him at 101. So it's going to come down to Galat. Is that how you say his name? Galat?
I thought it was Gillette. The best a man can get.
It's an old TT. I'm all right with it. So Ashton out of Louisville, and then you got, what did you say, David Walker was the other one that we had high?
But he's got the asterisk though, right? I mean, he's had those crazy numbers, but who's he playing against?
Central Arkansas, yeah.
Oh, they're they're literally right next to each other.
Okay. So I'm going Galat here. What do you think? We could trade back, but Emilio, God forbid if we trade back. He's got to do
I thought we didn't want it, Clayton. I thought we didn't want one.
I know.
I love Ashton though. All seriousness, I would totally be on board with that.
All right, Tim, what do you think, man? You look so disgusted in this whole damn process. Man.
Jeez.
I like Galat. I like it. Galat. Let's
There
go.
you go.
Oh, I
No.
like what you did there,
Did that.
Tim. Okay.
Dang. All right, so we got our edge defender out of the way. Jacob, is it okay if we don't include edge from here on out? Is that all right with you, sir?
I'll allow it.
All right, there you go. That's all that matters. All right, let's go corner. Everybody's going, if Jair isn't on this roster, we are screwed, is what they're thinking right now. Let's go. We never
They might
did
be
take
thinking that even if he is on the
We still haven't taken a D line, right?
Correct.
No.
Nah, boy, we don't like this draft, Jan.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
there's
This is what
Jared
happens when you take receiver first, right?
Honestly.
That's the whole point, right? Is to see how this would shake out. We took two. So Kobe Bryant, he's significantly lower. Jared Wilson is in the top 100 for us, right, Emilio?
Double check.
Pretty sure. And then you got Jack Kaiser.
How mad is Rodgers going to be at this draft? Yeah, Jared Wilson is a 97. Took 2 wide receivers back to back. Let's go.
Zy Alexander, 93.
Oh, I like that.
That might be our corner, right?
Yeah.
93 is him. And then
What about Null
Well,
Williams?
there's our farmer boy right there.
Yeah, where do we have Farmer on our
Farmer
board?
What about Null, though?
That's a good question. Let's see. Farmer, we had significantly lower. We had him at 227.
Yeah.
Like I said, our head scout said, y'all are crazy, though. He's 39th on my board.
Yeah, our head scout's trying to bring him back into relevancy. So
Who do we like better, Noel Williams or Zy Alexander, though, with the corner?
Zy would be our boy.
I would
think
say
I
so,
like
too,
Null, though, right?
Noel is like 100 spots below Zy.
Yeah.
Is he?
It's Zy Alexander.
Yeah, Zy would be the pick here according to our board. Is anybody opposed to that? Zy Alexander.
I wouldn't be, no.
Can we look at Null real quick?
Yeah.
Just because I
Noel
don't
Williams
remember why I
is a
thought
71
Steady
72.
Eddie.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Zy Alexander. Where are you at, sir?
Down. Right there.
Yeah. Zy Alexander, 79, 63, then 81. So, and again, the reason we had Zy Alexander so high on our board, just to give everybody kind of an idea, is Zy Alexander, 2024, he was the 28th best corner in college football. And the 33rd team has him at 94. The PFF Big Board had him at 71. And the Consensus Big Board had him at 89. So he's in this ballpark pretty much on everything that we've got incorporated into our board. So we good with it, Zy Alexander, boys?
I like
Yep.
it.
All right. Zy Alexander would pick 101 to the Green Bay Packers. All right. Now what's the needs here? We're going off the line again, right? We didn't get our D lineman, did we? No.
Correct.
We are in so much trouble.
Yeah. And then linebacker, of course,
Ooh.
Jack Kaiser.
Joshua
right there.
Farmer, you are a Packer.
Hey, let's go Peebles. What do y'all think about
Yeah,
Peebles?
yeah.
I
Or
love Peebles. Peebles
yeah.
is 104. Or I'm sorry, Peebles is 103. Jack Kaiser is 104.
Peebles, baby. He's one
Peebles,
of my
baby.
Peebles.
I'm with you, Jacob.
I like Peebles a lot.
And this is
I
a
like it
perfect
a lot.
example of why we color code. Imagine the horizontal board and you seeing these guys at the top of our board. One's green, one's blue. You're going with the green if it's a need, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, Peebles is the pick here, and he is linked to the Packers. So,
He is
just to
the
take a
boy.
quick check, make sure there's nobody.
Thick.
All right, cool. There it is. Peebles is the pick with the
Let's go.
123rd pick.
There you go,
in the
Jay.
NFL draft.
Jay thought Peebles was gone the last time.
Nope, we got him. We did something
go.
right in this draft.
That's
Yes.
something. All right,
There you go.
So-
Jay got him. He got him.
so we don't need a defensive lineman now. We'll stick with O-line. We need another corner, most likely, right?
Mhm.
And linebacker. All right, so now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Luke.
So where's
Quincy Riley.
I like Kendra. What do you guys think about that?
Holy cow. Hold up a minute, boys. Chase Lunt, offensive tackle, UConn, number 84 on our board.
That is correct.
All right. So he's
Thank you, sir.
84th, right? Is there anybody else here that grabs anybody's attention?
Can you pull up his schematics real quick?
His
Boom.
schematics.
Hey, look at that progression every year. That run block
58,
grade, pass
78,
block grade.
86. He was the 10th highest graded tackle in college football last year.
You know what I like too is the consistency. Look at that. The worst grade of the whole year was at Temple at 60.6. Otherwise, he didn't have
Struggled against the boys.
not
you
a
know.
single bad game, not one.
And the 33rd team, if people were going, you got him too high. If you got him at 84, the 33rd team has him at 77. So interesting there.
Do you have any qualms about him exclusively being a right tackle, though?
Not at all.
right.
Bring him in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then we'll
I
just
don't
move Zach Tom to center.
Oh,
Zach Tom is going to be paid handsomely either way. It doesn't matter. He's going to have a spot on this line. I really don't.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
find
but-
room for
but-
your
but-
boy Glover,
yeah, but
man. You know,
think because didn't we do that to
Oh,
Elton where we kicked him out to the tackle position and we paid him like a guard?
Where do we have Lunt at again?
Lund is 83rd.
83rd.
We got Luke Condra, or Kandra, however you say his name, 90th. So they're both right there together.
Ooh.
Yes, that is correct. Yep. I'm sorry. Yeah, Chase is 84th. Luke looks a lot more consistent, though. His PFF grade 68 and 22, 10th and 23, 23rd and 24. It's just the big board in college or in consensus that's bringing him down.
Ooh, look at that. And it's better competition, wouldn't you say?
But also, he wasn't on 33rd team's top 100, where Chase Lunt was 77th.
That's a good point.
So we got to listen to our scouts when they're telling us in our ear. They're chirping it. We don't have time to watch all the tape. We don't. We got to listen to the scouts.
What do you need more, though? A proven right tackle or a proven right guard, Emilio?
I think we need another corner.
All right, let's look at the corners here. Quincy Riley. Seriously, that one of these guys might be higher. Quincy Riley's 327. Yuck.
No.
We still haven't gotten a linebacker yet either, have we?
Yeah.
Cody
Monahan
Simon.
is still there. Josiah
Oh.
Monahan's still there. We should maybe take a corner like Tim said.
Where do we have Denzel Burke on our board?
193.
Ooh.
No.
I like Dorian Strong later, too. I like Monahan. I think
He is
Tim's right. We should-
149. Dorian Strong's 149.
Yeah, there's just none of these corners that are. What about Fortune? Where do we have Fortune at? Fortune
Jalen
240.
Smith.
And this is what we were talking about, right? Like, if you don't go corner by the second round, you find yourself in no man's land.
What do you guys think about doing our next mock draft as a must take a corner first round? Because that seems more realistic.
We
as far
already
as
did
needs.
that, actually. It's
Never
right.
mind. I was just kidding. You guys don't even do it.
Yeah, we traded back twice and got Trey Amos, man. I really like that draft.
We nailed that
Trey
draft.
Amos, Derek Harmon.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just end this draft and pretend like this is what we did tonight.
And we're all set for the day.
All right. So, Tim, honestly, man, all these corners are cheeks where we're picking. I'm trying to find a gym here, and there's just I don't see.
I say you go
Yeah.
Fentrell real late, something like that.
We
I
may
see
have
him
to go
getting
O-line.
mocked to
You're
us.
right.
We may have to get the hell out of Green Bay. We're going to get run out of town for this one, boys. We did get a corner already, too, though, so that makes it a little bit better. But if we're going best available, Emilio, it's Chase Lunt, right?
That is correct. Yep, 84th.
All right, and now we're done with offensive line if we go this route. So,
Yeesh.
all right, cool. For sure. Chase Lunt, tackle out of UConn. All right, pick 143.
I was just looking for a little competition, get Glover a little heated up for the season. That's all.
I got you.
Are you Glover's agent?
Yeah, seriously.
Kobe
No,
King.
maybe.
Kobe King's 173 here.
I like Cody Simon over him, but that's just me.
Bro,
Where's
all
Jalen
these
Smith
linebackers.
on our board?
Cody Simon's 148. Let's see, Lindenberg.
Stutzman's 101.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, Stutzman would be our pick here, I'm pretty sure.
Jay Higgins is right there as well, and he is right in front of Stutzman.
Dude, Jay Higgins, that's my guy.
98.
That's my guy.
But we need two linebackers, believe it or not. So you could probably go Stutzman here and then come back and get Higgins. It'd be close because we traded a player.
Are we happy that we have a 143rd pick now? Wow, Jacob. Wow, that's crazy. No, that's wild. Never mind. We can do whatever.
You know what, dude?
we're going to give him some.
I'm going to make your butt tattoo really smudgy. Joke's on you.
Boom. All right, what are we thinking here? It's between the two backers, right? Between Stutzman and
You guys don't like Cody Simon? Where's he at on your board?
Cody Simon was significantly lower.
Cody Simon is 148.
Mhm.
Dang. Okay.
And
Jalen
the
Smith.
reason he was lower, Jacob, is the PFF big board had him at 132. The consensus big board had him at 212 at the end of the college season.
Oh, okay.
So
Besides
Yeah.
that, though, his grades were great. 23 he was 100th, and 24 he was 13th. So
all right. So who's it going to be here? Stutzman? Is that what we're thinking?
Can I just got to ask one more time. Where's Jalen Smith on our board?
Talking about corner.
Jaylin.
Yep, we got him at 191.
Okay, 191. Check.
All right, we're going linebacker, right?
Yeah, but Jay Higgins is higher than Stutzman on our board by 2 spots.
Are you saying we need to trade back, Emilio?
Don't.
Where is Higgins going?
Higgins.
Higgins is 98th on our board. Stutzman is 101.
He's going 189 too. So let's see if we can get somewhere in the 170s. And we could trade back 3 picks here, boys. Look at this. Let's go there. Give up 143. They said no. Now we're back to all these garbage picks that Emilio want to get rid of.
give me a 3rd rounder next year, and I'll take it.
For real? They said whatever.
4th rounder next year? Oh,
Nah, I don't want to hear you.
All right. So we're going to trade back 3 spots, right? Actually, let's look at this other one real
let's
quick.
just gift it to the Panthers. Let's trade back 3 spots and just give it to them. We don't want
Write
anything.
it off on our
We
taxes.
just want a good.
All right, yeah, 146. Let's do it. Let's just trade back a couple picks here, and try to. Let's see. So we can get back up to 164. Is that
Give
right?
them 199. Yeah.
They ain't gonna do it.
Oh.
It ain't gonna work, buddy.
Yeah, so we're just gotta go 228 here and 229. So Emilio gets pissed. All right, there you go. We're gonna trade back a few spots because we're taking Higgins, right?
Yeah.
Hope so.
All right.
That was the plan.
That was the plan. All right, linebacker Higgins is our pick here. Bang,
Take it.
146. We'll get a lot of top 100 talent with this draft, though, no doubt.
Ooh, look at that.
All right, 199. Tim said, "I don't care what happens here. You got to take a cornerback, right?"
What do you guys think?
Or
about Jason
a
Marshall?
slot safety. Hold on. Put safety up there too.
Ooh, Tim thinking outside the box.
Hunter Waller. Hey there.
Jacob,
Nah.
I'm so tired of you speaking out of turn here, sir.
Hunter
Let's
Waller.
go.
He's a good
Clark, Elijah Clark. Where's he at? Let's look at these guys real quick. Elijah. Of course, there's 2 Elijahs. Elijah Clark, 391. Ugh.
RJ Mickens 333.
Where do you guys got Hunter at? Just so I know.
That's the one I just did, wasn't it? Or was it? No. Let's see here. Oh Lord, mine done closed out. That's wonderful.
Hunter is 280.
Okay.
Aubrey Brooks is 339.
What about Jason Marshall Jr.?
And Jason is 321.
Wow.
Did you look up
Scroll down a
RJ?
little bit, Clay?
Did you look up RJ, Emilio?
Yeah, he's 3.
Way down. All right. Trying to see if any of these names.
I feel like Fentrell Cypress II has been mocked towards the Packers quite a bit, but I don't quite know why.
He's like 320 on ours, I think.
Okay.
What about Jordan?
Tommy Hill?
Yeah, he's low too, significantly lower.
Jordan Hancock.
Ooh, Jabbar Muhammad. That seems like the late round draft pick, doesn't it?
Hey, we picked him once. That probably makes sense. Let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
Jabbar, he's 219. A little bit of a reach here. See how we're trying to make corner work right here, and we just can't.
Yeah. Yeah, there's my boy
Paolo
Teddy. There's
Sanders,
Teddy.
Yeah. Right. Ricky Wright.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, seriously. Like this is screaming take another backer, you know?
I mean, I think that what we could assess from this whole, experiment is that if you force yourself to take wide receiver first, it kind of screws your whole draft.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but
No, it definitely does, man. If we focus on linebacker here as well, there's Dumas Johnson. He kind of popped at the Senior Bowl. I was not impressed as a Kentucky fan this year, though. I know that. There's Karen Reed.
Jalen Walker. Jalen, that's a guy that keeps.
Yeah, I think he's really high on our board, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's 147. That's
Wow.
definitely our best pick so far. Kareem Reed is, way lower. Yeah, Jalen Walker looks like the pick here, gents. Really does.
Get her
What do you think,
done.
Emilio? Is there anybody else that catches your attention here? Teddy Buchanan.
What about Teddy? Yeah.
See where Teddy's at. He's 201. Yep.
Okay.
So,
And Teddy is our 15th best linebacker. So I don't
So
mind.
one thing I'm learning with this draft too is we have no problem getting those two backers we need late in the draft.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
So let's go Jalen Walker, boys. If we're sticking to the board, right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's going to take our final pick, 228, to justify where we take a corner because we didn't take them early. You know, That's interesting. All right, Jalen Walker. So we're good at linebacker. Now it's just hell or high water. We're going corner or safety here. Right. Malachi Moore. Where was Moore at, man?
He's a slot.
Oh, 150.
Yeah, he's
Malachi
a slot.
Moore, 150. That might be the dude, right?
Yeah, he is also our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th best safety.
Oh, nice. I think that's our guy. Dan Jackson's way lower. Yeah, looks like Malachi Moore. So, Tim, we were able to get.
Moore's not. I mean, I shouldn't say he's a slot. He's played in the slot.
Let's see what we got here. No, yeah, he's a slot.
Good.
He's,
That's pretty.
he's at the threshold.
Yeah, I mean, you got 180. Look at the year before, 2023, 468. You know what that sounds like? Javon Bullard.
Yeah.
Remember, he played a lot of slot the year before, then shifted to safety, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
So I think that's our guy. Look at the grades: 66, 77, 84. Malachi Moore is a name we need to write down for a late pick.
I like that.
All right, there you go. Malachi Moore is the pick, and we're going to get roasted. Here we go.
Easy peasy.
Let's see here.
Everybody in the chat asking for a long snapper. There are no long snappers in the draft. Are there any on the? Are there any in the on our board at all?
Oh yeah, Tim. I had to give the people what they wanted. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 long snappers on our board.
Where are they at? What's the highest ranked one?
Let me go to the other board. William.
Hey, honestly, when you look at this draft, it's not that bad.
Whoops.
Speak for yourself, Jake. Nah, I know what you're saying. Like we got good value in certain spots. There's no doubt about it. We've got it saved here.
357, Tim, would be our long snapper.
357 is the best long snap. Okay,
that is correct.
Okay.
Wide receiver first mock draft.
I know. Thank you. I'm trying to get us away from 10 picks because how are we going to put all these guys on the field?
All right,
Tim,
so there is the wide receiver first mock.
The important question is asked of Tim by Professor Cakes. Tim, why can't we make a center or long snapper? They both throw the ball behind their butt cheeks.
Number one, we don't have a center, so we would need one of those first.
Man,
number two, believe it or not, it's not the same thing. There's a lot of centers that cannot be long snappers.
Unbelievable. All right, so here it is, guys. We traded out of the 23rd pick. We picked up 31, 95, and 131. I like that trade right there, by the way. Holy cow, you talking about good value.
Professor Cakes, make a long snapper a center then. I love it.
And then we traded 31 for 35 and 101. So with the 35th pick, even though our board did not suggest it, we went Jaden Higgins. And then with 55, we went Trey Harris, wide receiver out of Ole Miss. 87 in the third round, we went guard Tate Ratledge. In the third round with 95, we went edge defender Ashton Galat. With round 4, pick 101, we went cornerback Zy Alexander. Round 4, pick 123, we went defensive lineman Ioannis Peebles, who's been linked to the Packers. Round 4, pick 131, we went tackle Chase Lunt out of Connecticut. Then we traded back again. We gave up we traded up, didn't we? We traded pick 160 and pick 251 for pick 143. And then we traded 143 for 146 and 228. We did gain a little ground there, though, right?
I know. That's what I'm talking about.
And then we ended up with the 146 pick. We took linebacker Jay Higgins. With round 6, 199, we went linebacker Jalen Walker. And then with the 7th round pick, 228, we went with the safety slot hybrid Malachi Moore out of Alabama. That was one of our best picks of the draft, was Malachi Moore, the guy we stumbled on.
Do you think did we get a D for Trey Harris because they think we reached, basically? Is that?
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Because remember, they had him in the 80s. But again, we didn't have any other trades on the table, and we're forcing ourselves to take wide receiver. And this was the whole point here. We passed up on Golden, right? Because we had Trey Harris so high on our board.
Correct.
So if we'd have taken Golden when he was there, Tim, we would have probably got an A for that pick. You know, So that's something to take into consideration when you're kind of looking at how the grades work. The whole point here is if you take a wide receiver with the 23rd pick, the only people that make sense according to our board, and I'm not saying it's everything, you guys know you've seen behind the scenes how we build the board. Luther Burden is the 30th best prospect. That's not too much of a reach there at 23. You had Egbuka, who was already gone. He's our 26th best prospect at Ohio State. And then, of course, ahead of him is Tetero McMillan, wide receiver out of Arizona. All right. And he's long gone, obviously. So Matthew Golden at 41 would have been a reach for us at 23. And, of course, Trey Harris we have with the same exact grade as Matthew Golden in the 42 spot. So, yeah.
This is a perfect draft for a team that's 3-14 with a QB that was out all year.
Right. Exactly. So
Man, I love it.
Again, the whole reason we do these, forcing ourselves to take a certain position, is which one makes the most sense? Which one do you look at the draft and go, the way the board fell, really like that? And I think the answer keeps coming back for me, and I don't want to speak for everyone, is the one that lines up to take a corner in the second round, right? This one was not that. Zy Alexander is our go-to guy late in the draft. There's no doubt about it. 4th round, Zy Alexander. When we went cornerback first, that's the only mock we've done so far, forcing ourselves to take a specific position first, where I felt good about the cornerback position. That's where we got Trey Amos, who has been mocked to the Packers at 23.
I do like trading around all those picks, though, Clay, because look at all the different people at the end there. Like, we stayed away from Teddy. We didn't see Marcus Ware. Like, we got a Malachi, we got a gem slot safety kind of hybrid in there from Alabama. Like, a good good school kind of guy. That's the kind of stuff I like to see. Let's just switch it up a little bit, get us in different areas.
Yep. And the next one we do, we're going to force ourselves to take defensive linemen, and that's going to be real easy to do that.
Yep.
One. Right. But again,
I need to do two there. I want to see if we can't dabble our way up to the front of the line there.
Right. And if people are hearing me say, man, once you get past the second round, you don't have a corner, but they're going, hey, Clayton, you haven't taken a corner in the second round other than when you made yourself go there first, right? It's because when we get to the second round and pick, even then, you've got a cluster of guys, but they're significantly lower on our board than where we're picking right then. So it really doesn't – you're reaching for the corner at that spot too. So it almost feels like when you get to the second round, trade back to justify taking a corner in the second round. That would make sense, but – this is how our board looks. It's not to say that that's how Goody's look. I guarantee his looks way different than ours. But anything else you guys want to add to this conversation? We're way over. We'll go ahead and wrap this thing up.
No, I think it was a good draft, good learning experience. Like I said, getting different guys on the board is what I like to see. Getting a different shot kind of thing and just kind of going through the talent. But yeah, I think I am for trying to take our last couple picks, move up a little bit, and sort of wiggle yourself in there between, 150, 200, and see if you can't find some gems there.
Yeah, Tim, you've combed through the corners a lot this year. Make it make sense, man, because you were going, what about corner? What about corner? And according to our board, they're just you get into no man's land, right? Like what do you think is the answer to fill in a cornerback? Because even if our boy Jair comes back, you still need 2 backup corners, in my opinion. When I say backup, I mean they may not be thrust right into a starting role, but you need that extra depth there. If Ja's gone, you got to look to try to get a starter in there, right?
Yeah, which may mean the uncomfortable free agent conversation.
Yep. And
look at some of these free agent names that are out there because, like you said, man, corner's going to have to be relatively early-ish. The way this draft is starting to look, based on the mocks that we've done so far. And what do we know about that? Well, that's not a top tier position of, importance, but it is a top tier position of need for us. We talked about starter quality, possibly 1 or 2 for depth, but what do we know about those first couple of picks, man? We got to shore up the trenches, right? D-line, O-line. We have other priorities above a corner. So I think you're going to have to hope you get lucky middle to late rounds, which we know is going to be tough to do, other than the Zy Alexander conversation that we've had, kind of like our emergency backup plan. So it may be that kind of scenario. And then, yeah, we got to look at the free agent market, which at a glance isn't super deep either at the corner position. So yeah, we're in a tough spot because we know
Yeah.
Ja's not gonna restructure the contract. We know that. So, I mean, I'm starting to teeter more towards the 60-40 that he leaves rather than 50-50 where I was a few days ago.
I think he will restructure, me personally, if
Really?
if you're talking about more guaranteed money, yeah. Because essentially what you're talking about is taking, all right, what's been his big MO, the injuries, right? Well, if you can guarantee more of the contract for him, the problem I have is not whether Ja will do it, it's whether we're willing to do it because of his injuries, Like you guarantee that money, you kind of take yourself off the hook a little bit, or you put yourself on the hook, I should say. But if people were wondering, like, why did y'all take the slot corner? The whole purpose of us taking the slot corner is to compete with Bullard at slot, but also if for some reason Bullard gets hurt again, we don't have to take Keyshawn off the boundary to put
Exactly.
That's the big thing. So
exactly.
And I'm not saying Keyshawn is this all-world player. I'm a fan. I think he played good last year, but he is way better on the outside than he is in the slot. There's no doubt in my mind.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's value there that he can kick inside, but I don't know. Emilio, you got anything else, man?
Will you pull up the draft board real quick?
Yeah.
I just want to show them like the way we're kind of thinking on this corner thing. So just go and here, I'll sort it real fast. So we just want to sort our position column by corners, right? Everybody at the top here. If you're looking, we have Travis Hunter. He's got a final average of a 2.2, right? Then we're 2-3 categories away if we're going by fives, 4 maybe. I mean, that the 17 for Siobhan, he's right around that's right around pick 20. Then you get to 20, he's pushing, I don't know, 23, 24, and then we get into our 30s, we're at about pick 30, 31, 32. And then once you get into the 55, right, that's the number, we're already into the 60s.
Yep.
So that's where you have about 3 or 4 chances early. And besides that, then you just start pooling up, and that's where we find ourselves kind of chasing down everybody sort of, near the end, but also look at the board and look at where the cheese is. Where if you're looking at it as a cluster map, where is the cheese sitting right now? Sort of in that middle ground right there. Maybe we kind of go back and see where they're at on the big board once we sort it by for their final average, but kind of ear hole where they are on the number scale.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, man. That's a good point. And like what he's talking about with the cheese emoji, for those of you on the pod, Jacob Parrish Jacob Parrish out of Kansas State, Corey Thornton out of Louisville, and Kobe Bryant out of Kansas are all the Packers have met with them, right, at the Senior Bowl and the East-West Shrine Bowl, right? Now, here's the deal. Of all those, the one that sticks out to me, Jacob Parrish, 33rd team, had him 81st overall.
And we have him on the board at 144.
There you go. That might be the one you lean on there if you find yourself in no man's land, right?
Yep. And then the Corey Thornton, he's at 183. So on our board, 183, 184. So that's kind of where maybe we'll look at it. Hey, let's look at the board to see where they're maybe going on PFF. That would be good. Next time we pull them up, see where those kind of guys are going, their average draft position, and kind of see where that lands us.
And you see the best corner on the board that was linked to the Packers up to this point is Trey Amos. And when we went cornerback first mock, we got him with the 33rd pick, according to PFF. And we were able to trade down to get him. We felt really good about that. So, yeah, that's what it kind of feels like. So
I like it.
Good deal, man. I could talk about this all night. It's cool to try to look at the tendencies. All right, where do the quote-unquote professionals have them? We're going to add in Dane Brugler's top 100 to this board here in the next couple of days. That's going to shuffle some things around, and maybe the next mock that we do on down the road. I'm trying not to mock everything to death, but, man, I'm telling you, when we do mock drafts, the viewers go up the entire time, and people are screaming, do a mock draft, do a mock draft. So we're trying to give people what they want, but at the same time, we don't want to beat a dead horse.
But it also gives us a bunch of data. I mean,
Exactly.
like all these people we're taking, it's sort of sees who we're landing. Jay Higgins showing up a lot, late round kind of stuff. So I like to see it.
Yeah, another one too. If somehow, some way, Siobhan Ravel falls to the Packers at 23, that's a slam dunk pick.
And like I was saying on PFN, I did it on Pro Football Network Simulator. Sometimes they'll fall like that. Where we're never seeing that on PFF. We might see it on another one. So that just shows that during draft day, you really have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
True.
All right. Appreciate your time, fellas. This was fun. Everybody in the chat, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. If you would, hit that like button on your way out. Special shout out to our buddy Seth Reuter. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks to everybody in the Patreon group for your contributions and being a part of the show. We'll get back to y'all on the potential call-in line for the Patreon members. We just got to be careful, too, because all it takes is one knucklehead to say something stupid and our channel gets banned. So we got to be really, really, really cautious of that stuff. It's got to be people that we know well enough, that we trust, all that. So we'll toss those ideas around. We're always looking for a way to try to make the show more interactive for those of you who are supporting, and also just to add a little extra value. So everybody have a great night. We'll see you in the morning for Good Morning Lambeau. See you at 8:30 a.m. Central.
And we go.
We're out. Bye, guys.